Добро пожаловать на канал CSGO. С тебя лайк и подписка, с меня больше топового контента.
The dragons and humans once fought the undead army together. Nevertheless, the dragons fell for the trap set by the undead and were frozen in eternal ice. A dragon passes its token to a dragon knight it trusts. Under the guidance of the dragon, descendants of the Dragon Knight embark on an adventurous journey.
After wandering for years, we've finally returned. I wonder how the new host here will greet us.
You were the true lord of this place. It was the undead who sealed away the dragon and turned this into their lair.
I still remember those events. Look! The dragon's token is glowing!
Be careful. This place is littered with the undead. It was they who sealed the dragon.
Those heartless creatures don't pose a problem. I think we'd better figure out a way to open this gate first.
The castle gate has been enchanted by the undead. It requires a special method to unlock it.
It's a simple puzzle. Perhaps we can solve it with elemental energy.
It's opened! I didn't know you had such a skill.
It seems the elemental energy is the correct weapon for us to fight against the undead.
Well, before you get too excited, we gotta...
So it was you. Have you forgotten what it...
I am the true owner of this castle. And today, I will reclaim every...
Pathetic creatures! You...
Match 4 pieces to get... Detonate the elemental crystal to... Well done! Now go on to defeat the remaining enemies. Match 5 pieces. Tap the mojo to clear all... We're barely hanging on. There's no way we can defeat him at...
Dragon! We came here following your guidance. Please lend...
How is this possible? The dragon was sealed in ice!
Don't get smug, stupid creatures. It was just a clone of mine that you defeated.
I didn't believe dragons exist until just now.
Yes, that was a dragon. He saved us using his power, even though he was sealed by the undead frost power.
We must rescue him from the seal.
I'm freezing in this place. Everything seems to have been frozen here, even...
It'll soon be a warm home, if everything goes well. This used to be the most powerful castle of this realm, but now it lies in ruins. I will make sure to restore it to its former glory. We should gather the resources. They might come in handy one day.
This place is so familiar. It used to be bustling with people, but now it's completely empty.
The undead can be quite sneaky. They may have been lurking somewhere nearby.
Fresh blood and flesh. What a pleasance.
You jinxed it! Isn't there anything good you can say?
As if it wasn't bad enough.
Energy is full. Tap the hero to cast their skill.
Damn, we almost made it.
Hang on, I'm coming to help.
Seiya, our old friend, has come to our aid. Everyone, pull yourself.
I heard you returned, so I came here to help you reclaim your territory.
Indeed, I am back. This place has become ruined and cold.
In that case, I suggest you build a camp to block the wind and snow. Otherwise, the cold weather will sap your enthusiasm.
Hey, look! The dragon's token is glowing!
I once fought alongside your ancestors. We were blinded by the prospect of victory, and the battle took a turn for the worse, leaving the world to fall into perpetual darkness.
The dragon is frozen there. But what should we do about it?
My body has been sealed in a bleak cage. You're the only one. Light up the draconic pillars and release me from the darkness. You will then be granted my power.
Great! If we follow the instructions in the map, we can break the seal of the dragon.
If I'm guessing right, that must be the draconic pillar.
Yes. Let's go activate it. It's the key to breaking the seal.
Chosen One, your fate is intertwined with the world. You are the only one who can raise waves of resistance against the oncoming darkness. Unshackle me, and the power of the dragon.
Well done! We are one step closer to our goal!
This is just the beginning. There will be more challenges ahead. Let's keep moving. This is the Hero Plaza, where the strongest alliances gathered to fight against.
Maybe we can find our combates who were scattered during the war. If they join us, we will have a better chance of defeating the undead.
It's a shame this place has been destroyed. We need to find a way to rebuild it.
I once learned a magic spell that repairs things. Let me have a try.
That's incredible! You've restored the building! Let's summon our old friends now!
Why not? It would be great if more heroes joined.
I never thought I would be able to fight alongside you, my friends.
The undead have left a foul scent here. We should clear.
My old friends, you arrived just in time! Follow me! Let's go destroy the
The new hero is ready. Tap a monster to place a mark, and your heroes will attack it first. Hero skill animations have been turned off, but you can turn them on or off here.
What's this? It looks like a key that might open some kind of mechanism.
Look, a warehouse! Perhaps we can find something useful there.
I was just concerned about how to store our resources. Come on.
Look, there's a groove on the gate, matching the shape of the disc you just found. None of these puzzles could stop you.
undead army is rallying! Look! Trapped soldiers! We have to get them out!
That's great. We need all the...
Great! We once again rescued many soldiers.
I need all the power I can get to rebuild our home and fight against the undead.
The undead have made a mess of this place. I can't just leave these shiny treasures scattered on...
You can use speed-ups to...
Is there any way to get stronger? Our enemies are getting...
We can build a well of life, which produces EXP potions.
A well of life can offer a massive amount of EXP potions.
All we have to do is return and collect the EXP potions.
Your family has been fighting against the undead for a long time. It is your responsibility to reclaim the lost territory. Additionally, you need to develop and thrive until you eliminate Mesdi and his undead.
This is the second draconic pillar, huh?
That's right. We're getting closer to awakening the...
It said your ancestors once fought side by side with the dragons?
Exactly. My grandpa told me that the undead had devoured countless worlds before coming to our continent. where a powerful alliance once staved off the invasion of the undead, until those sly creatures found our weakness. And
We're in luck! There's another well of life! However, it looks like there are undead monsters in the way.
let's take over this well of life. It'll greatly help us.
Looks like you're doing a good job, my friends.
Glad to see you again. We're just in need of...
In order to awaken the dragon, the heroes bravely advance. Undead is trying to destroy the draconic pillars. In times of crisis, Saya shows up and slays the undead. Yet, there are more dangers hiding out in the shadows. We must get rid of them as soon as possible.
You've done very well, and I see hope in you. You will become a new leader, leading your heroes to even greater victories. I've seen quite a few guys claiming themselves to be of the Dragon Knight's lineage. However, none of them dared to take on the real challenge. Now, I must go and help others in need. I hope you will become an outstanding lord when we meet again one day. Farewell.
Thank you for helping us, Saya. I will
Exploit your power to form the strongest alliance in the world against the immense darkness. You will become the hope for a new world.
I've heard that legend before. As the Dragon Knight smashes the ice, the dragon awakens and breaks the Shroud of Darkness, bringing warmth.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Awaken the dragon and fight against the...
What a magnificent building! But it seems...
Yes, this could be a portal built by Mesdi to connect different realms. Let's try to repair it.
Look, the Mesdi-Portal is glowing!
Mesdi must have built it for his undead army to travel across different realms. Let's take a look at it.
The world used to be beautiful until the advent of the undead army changed everything. Until the advent of the undead army changed everything. We must defeat Mesdi to stop the spread of darkness.
How sad. Another realm destroyed by Mesdi. The power of...
The fight against evil never ends. Undead and corrupted beasts are everywhere. Mesdi has turned this place into...
A new companion!
That's a powerful hero! Go check it out! A powerful hero has joined us. Let's deploy her now.
Old shackles torn off, talons of darkness splintered. Step forward, brave.
Awesome! All the seals that bound the dragon have been lifted! Let's head to the dragon lair now. Only your power can truly awaken the dragon.
The undead are unstoppable. Slumber with the dragon.
More undead units are approaching!
Awaken the dragon now!
You liberated me from heavy shackles, and now the power has returned to my body. Brave knight, let us fight together. Vanquish those odious undead with flames.